Hello everyone, I am here with Nate French, designer for Legend of the Five Rings, the card game, one of many. And we're going to talk about the Unicorn Clan, one of the more interesting clans, at least to me, in the game. Because what is a unicorn up to? You know, like I know what scorpions do, I know what crabs do. I'm not quite sure what unicorns do. So Nate, take it away. What's the overview of this clan?
Okay, so the unicorn, they're kind of they're positioned in kind of the unique place as they're kind of viewed as the outsiders of Rokugan. Like they're the they left the empire in the kind of somewhat distant past, and then they came back with and they brought things back with them from other cultures. Some of the like horses and some of the dogs they use were never seen in Rokugan before, and then some of their beliefs and kind of just their kind of approach to life and their values were slightly affected by their experiences in other lands. And then when they came back, they were kind of viewed as like they were out of place. They were uncouth. They weren't doing things the way that they were supposed to be. So it's kind of they're trying to reassert their foothold in the empire and kind of reestablish themselves as they belong. But also there's a lot of these things like they brought with them that they're not going to abandon. It's now a part of who they are. So they're trying to reintegrate, but also not just changed because that's what the rest of the clans want them to do.
Yeah.
So they're the outsiders trying to at the same time trying to fit in, but also trying to assert their individuality is kind of their conflict, I guess.
So what is it that how do they reflect that kind of sense of bringing in new, essentially, technology in the mechanics of those cards?
Yeah. So mechanically, like one of the big things is the cavalry. Like they have some of the best horses and the best ability to fight from horseback of all the clans in Rokugan. So cavalry and this idea of like movement and speed is an important part of them. They're very aggressive as well. Kind of this represents part of the speed and also kind of their approach and their ways. They have an aggressive personality to them. So attacking, not moving forward without looking back is kind of the approach to the clan. So if you're kind of an aggressive, focused player, they're going to be a clan that you're going to want to play.
Let's talk about the cards, shall we?
Yeah, I have a few cards. The first one is the Moto Youth. It's a cavalry card. The cavalry trait is going to be very important to them, and it gets +1 military during the first military conflict each round. So kind of this sense that like there's usually 4 conflicts each round. They're going to be strongest in the first military conflict. So this does a couple of things. It front loads their power for the round. It also makes them prefer to be the first player. So some of their turns, like turns when they're the first player, are going to be better than turns when they're the second player. So it creates this kind of natural flow to the game where they're stronger when they have the initiative and they're dictating the way things go.
Nice.
Next one I brought was actually their Stronghold. It's the Golden Plains Outpost. It's again during the first. Actually, we're looking at the beta card, so this one changed. But their Stronghold allows them to move characters into military conflicts.
Nice.
And it's cavalry characters, so it reinforces the cavalry trait, and then also kind of that mobility of. They can send in one wave, and then if they need reinforcements, they can use their Stronghold, which is always going to be in play. So it's a big part of their identity to bring in more cavalry to the fight when they need to.
Nice. That's terrifying, actually, to think about. How do you prepare for that?
Another card that kind of represents that is the Cavalry Reserves event card. This is kind of one of their big finishing cards. It lets them bring a bunch of cavalry into play from their discard pile to kind of to be the final wave of a big fight or something.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of their big tricks is just this huge charge of cavalry characters.
So unicorn sitting on three fate is always a terrifying.
It's going to be dangerous. Yeah. You better be prepared to defend against all the cavalry. Then finally, this is one of the more interesting cards. It could be challenging to use, but it's a 0 cost, so it's not a huge cost. But trying to find the right situation, and it also kind of I think it makes a good statement about their aggression and the fact that they can go from really get some swingy turns where they just overwhelm you with things. It's called the breakthrough event. It's after the resolution of your first conflict as the attacking player, if that conflict broke a province, immediately declare your second conflict for this phase. So this allows them to do a lot of things where they win one conflict, and then before the opponent gets a chance to strike back, they can select another ring and kind of really control the way the round is going to shape out by both getting 2 ring effects off right off the bat, maybe breaking 2 provinces. They could even break a province, and if that's the third one, go right to the Stronghold.
Yeah.
Then just get some crazy situations with a lot of aggression with this card. It's also a card that obviously is going to be stronger when you're the first player because you're trying to dictate the flow of the round.
Yeah.
So
what's your favorite thing when you're playing the Unicorn Clan? What do you like the most?
I think it's the aggressive play is probably the most satisfying part of them. It's kind of just I'm gonna get my stuff out there and I'm going to enforce my will upon the game before you're able to set up your plan. And in some cases you can end the game before your opponent even really feels like they have a foothold in it when everything comes together and works. So I think aggro type players are really going to gravitate towards this clan.
Classic. Well, there it is, the Unicorns. From outside of Rokugan, they're back, and now they're charging around on horses and having the best cavalry ever. So if you like to come out of the gate and just get on the board and get to the action, sounds like a good choice for you. So Unicorn Clan, take care, guys. We got more coming.